What's up, booktube? It's Mia and you are watching my channel Select Pages. Thank you so much for joining me today. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to try to have more of a discussion video more so than a review, because the book that I'm going to review has been all over booktube, and of course, as always, I get to it late when reading it, and I don't want to repeat a whole lot of stuff like everybody else has said. So I'm just going to talk about some stuff that's struck out to me a lot in this book, so just bear with me if this video seems like a little all over the place. But enough of that, let's just get right on with it. And in this video we're going to be discussing Becky Albertalli's Leah on the Offbeat, and I've been saying that title wrong for like the longest time. I always say like Leah on the Onbeat or some such. But anyway, this book came out a couple of weeks ago. It is the second in the series to Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, and this one follows Leah, his best friend. So if you read Simon versus, you know who she is, and it kind of follows the characters a little bit more. Okay, as always, this video will contain spoilers, so if you haven't read the book, go and read it and then come back and then let's discuss. So just a quick synopsis of the book, a non-spoilery kind of thing. It follows, like I said, Leah. This is after Simon versus, and it's all the gang back together again. It's their senior year in high school, and they are pretty much trying to figure out what it is that they're going to be doing in life after high school, college, and moving out and things of that nature. That essentially is what like the main storyline of this book is. But we're also following Leah because, as we know, she is bisexual, but she is not out to anyone yet except for her mother, and we kind of following her story from there. And like I said, without spoiling anything, that's pretty much what this book is about. So now let's get on to the spoilery parts. I gotta say, I like this book characters more so than I did in Simon versus. I like Simon versus storyline better, but this one here, I love the characters a whole lot better. They were more relatable, they were more real, they wasn't two-dimensional. They actually had some stuff that was going on that made them real characters for me, so that was a plus. I love Leah as a character. She was so relatable, and she was Miss Sass without being a bitch, and I love that. I really think that spoke a lot for her character. I don't like Abby as her love interest, and as I mentioned before in my Simon versus video, I think Abby was just a little bit too on the nose. I think Abby was a little bit too Miss Perfect, even though she wasn't trying to be. I just didn't see no flaws with her. I didn't see anything that made her like a real character. I definitely would have chose somebody else for Leah. In the little blurb in the book, it says that, you know, Leah falls for somebody whom she shouldn't have feelings for, or something like that. And I thought it was going to be one of her band members, or even Simon's sister, Nora. I think those two would have made better storylines. I would have enjoyed this book a whole lot more if it was more geared between Leah and Abby's relationship growing, versus it was kind of like told in like flashback kind of ways. Like, I noticed I had a spark for her when she slept over at my house and our hands touched, and I thought I liked her then. I would have loved to see that happening as the story went on, versus, like I said, just having a flashback vision of it, because I wasn't connected to it, because you had no pickup on that whatsoever in Simon versus, even though I know Simon versus was his story. But if it was like even mentioned a little bit in the other book, maybe it would have been more believable. I don't know. I think their whole road trip to go see the college was like totally useless. You know, it was literally just put in a book just because they needed to kiss. And then the kiss wasn't even like all magical, like, you know, we wanted it to be, because Abby is all like, well, I'm experimenting, I'm low-key bi, I don't even know if I'm bi. And then Leah gets all upset. And that kind of spoke a little bit to me, because I'm like, well, Leah, how can you be upset when the only person that you're out to is your mom? I mean, does that even really count? you know, I mean, like, your mother's gonna love you regardless. But I don't know. So that too was kind of, I wish could have been developed a little bit more. And speaking of development, I wish we could have seen more with Leah, her mom, and her mom's boyfriend Wells. Like, I think that would have made a great B story. Something else that Leah was apparently going through, you know, trying to adjust to her mom having a boyfriend, and the boyfriend trying to be all, hey kiddo, how you doing? And, you know, she's all like, whatever, and everything. So that was just like kind of cut short, like the whole, you know, he had to take her to the store so she could buy a bra for her dress. I don't get the purpose of that. You know, it wasn't a bonding moment. It wasn't a, which I gotta say, to be honest, like I said, I don't know why it was even in there, because it's like Leah's supposed to be what, 17, maybe 18 at the most, and you know, it's like she couldn't go to the store and borrow the car, go to the store and buy a bra. She needed her mom to take her, and then the mom gets this mysterious phone call. Like, what the hell does her mom do that a phone call is going to take, you know, 10 minutes to run in the store and grab what she needs? So that was just very weird. And then you didn't hear from nothing else about them anywhere after that. Another weird part was the whole Abby getting accepted into school, and I think it was Morgan who didn't, and it was like, she's all like, oh, it's all like affirmative action, and Abby got in but I didn't, and Leah going like berserk, calling her racist and stuff. I really think that was something else that was like really unnecessary to this story. And once again, I think it was something that was just placed in there so that the band could break up. And I think it was just really unnecessary. Like, it could have been anything else. It could have even been the fact of Nick wanting to join the band and made the band break up. It could have been any number of things. I don't see why they had to bring race into it. Maybe because we do have diverse people of color characters in this book, well, in this series. But I just don't think it was like, I don't think it fit into this series. It's like we're already dealing with teenagers trying to come out and be who they are and accept their sexuality. And now we got to throw race into it. And like, we're all human beings, whether we're gay, straight, bi, lesbian, whatever. We're still all human beings of the same species. I don't understand why race had to be a part of it. Not saying that it wasn't a learning experience. I just don't think it fit in this story, in this book. Let's talk about conflict, which there was none of. Everything that seemed to be a big problem in this book, no one never really confronted it. Case in point, when Abby and Leah got together finally at the prom, and the whole time Leah was worried about what Nick was going to think and how Nick was going to take it and betraying Nick's friendship, but we never see her talk about it with Nick. Nick goes through this whole drunken, spectacular thing of trying to win Abby back, and then making this big performance of him making out with Taylor to make Abby jealous. And then, like I said, that was it. Like, all these big grand gestures, and we don't get to see the main thing that I was hoping for. I wanted to see Nick lose his shit when he finds out that Abby and Leah are together. And let's just see how much of a best friend he really is to Leah, if he can accept it, you know. We even have the Nick and Bram thing where they was talking about going to different colleges, and Simon was all like, oh, I don't think we can handle the long distance thing. And Leah was telling Simon, like, well, you never know unless you talk to him and see. I was like, another one of those things that's like, yeah, that's in relationships, but you know, did it have to be in this book? I don't think so. It's like you guys went through all of that in Simon versus just to, you know, talk about stuff like that now in this book. I didn't see the point of that. Everything was like tied up in one nice little bow. Look at this. Look. I'm filming. Go, shoot. Everything was like tied up in one nice little bow, and it was all like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, we was worried about this, and this, but everybody paired off with someone, so it's fine. It's good. It's great. We're all in college. We're all happy, and we're singing, and it's a musical, and everything is great. And no, I didn't think it. I didn't buy it. Didn't buy it at all. I don't know if they're coming out with another series, you know, focusing on another character, but that ending, I just did not like. After all the build-up, I just wanted a little bit more. Just a little bit more, but, I mean, what the hell? I'm not a published author. What the hell do I know, right? Overall, I gave this book, and it changes. It goes from, like, a 3 to a 3.5, somewhere around that area. I did enjoy it. I really did. I'm glad that I went ahead and bought it, because I was debating if I really wanted it or not, but I'm glad I did. Like I said, it does hit on some topics. It is one of those books that I was like, it would have been nice to have this while I was in high school, but you know, that was a different time. So I'm glad that there are books like that now, you know, that we can look back on and read. And there's definitely, I liked it because I'm rambling, so I'm gonna end it. I do plan on reading her other book. I think it's The Upside of Unrequited. I'm always saying her titles wrong. Jesus Christ, Mia. I was an English major. You'd think I can pronounce words sometimes. But anyways, thank you guys for watching and hearing my thoughts and my rambles and everything else. And I will see you guys in the next videos. Bye, loves. If I want to do the meh book tag, I will link the original creator down.